Let's unbox the DD dual heat controller. Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to unbox a duo in the industry that have been about for a bit. Two really good products that I'm intending to use on my new Reef build, 425XL Red Sea Reefer. First we're going to start with the heat and cooling controller. I've used one of these for a very, very long time. They're extremely good value. They're very, very accurate, and using a controller takes away the risk of a sort of thermostatic heater that has the controls on the top of it faulting and overheating your tank. So these are a lot safer in the basis that they are checking the temperature, releasing the heat as and when they need it, and they're in control of the heating rather than the heater itself, because they're likely to fail. This unit itself does have an audible alarm as well, so you can set it up so that it heats and cools at certain points, and if the temperature is not controlled outside of that, an alarm will go off. It's an audible one. It isn't a text message or a Wi-Fi module, and there are some products out there at the minute that do that, but this, for the price, is absolute bang for your buck, so to speak. So inside the unit, when it's opened, you'll get the unit all in one now, and some Velcro for the back of the LCD display and an instruction manual. So as we look at it, the plug socket itself, when I first bought this item, I wasn't 100% sure how it worked, and I thought you could plug two heaters into this, which is what I thought you could do for redundancy. Now that isn't the case. One of these ports is for heating and one of these ports is for cooling. And what that means is that if you had an actual chiller system, you could use this as well as one of these heat bars. In the UK, some people use chillers, some people don't. What I tend to do, because I live in the north of England, in the hotter periods of time, I will put a fan right above the surface of the water and plug it into the chiller arm. So when the tank gets too hot, it puts power into the chiller socket. It doesn't care whether that's a big expensive £3,000 chiller or whether it's a desk fan. It's going to send power to it when it needs to chill the tank. It works just as well. So that's how I do it. But yeah, generally you're going to plug your heat bar, I think it's into the left one, but always double check that. And then you're going to open your LCD display out and stick that on the side of the tank. And this LCD display is where you add your temperature. So you would set a set point of temperature of, say, 25.5 degrees Celsius. And then you can set all sorts of ranges. So the first range you can set is how far below or above that temperature will allow the tank to go before it asks for more heat or asks for cool. So with mine, I'll set it to when it goes 0.3 of a degree lower or higher, the heat or the cool will come in. So that's how that's set. Definitely read the instruction manual with this, guys, because if you get this wrong, you can cook your tank very quickly. But at the end of that is a small temperature probe that then sits inside the tank. The best thing to do is have this in front of the heater, so in series. So when I say in front of the heater, I mean before the heating, before the heater part. So it should be sampling the water that's coming back from the tank that hasn't hit any other heating sort of media at that point. So it's checking the return temperature. When it then gets told to heat the tank, that should then go to the water afterwards. So the nicely warmed water is going back into the aquarium and not straight back over the probe. So I hope that makes sense. Try and put this a foot or so away at least, and before in your sump sort of journey, put this in before the actual heater. So yeah, so that's that bit of kit. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I can't praise it enough. There's definitely some other ones out there that you can spend a lot more money on, but I think you get great value for that one. And then a really good pairing with that is the DD titanium heat bar. They're slightly more expensive than the non-titanium one, but they are absolutely renowned for being extremely accurate, really good. So I would absolutely say get the titanium version if you can. This is a 300 watt version, so it's quite big, but this is for a bigger tank. And in the box, the simplicity of these heat bars is you get a heat bar, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. And for the sake of being at 300 watts, they've gone with width rather than length, because some 300 watt heaters can be this long and they won't fit in your sump, whereas this absolutely is a great size for a 300 watt heater. And as you say, all it does is plug in. If you plug that into the wall, that would cook and heat until it can't cook and heat anymore. You can't use this, guys, on the tank on its own. You have to have a controller if you're going to use a titanium heat bar. So this will plug in, and when that temperature controller tells it to heat, it will heat, and it heats very quickly. It's very hot. If you ever had that outside the tank, which I absolutely don't recommend because they're not designed to be outside of water, it would burn your hands very quickly and get very hot. It could also crack it. So keep this submerged when it's got a potential for being heated is my other tip. So there you go. There's a right marriage in the industry here. The dual heating and cooling controller and the titanium heat bar. Trusted partnership in many tanks. If you've got any questions, please pop them below. Any comments at all? And please do check out all the other videos on my channel. And thank you for joining me. And until the next time, I'll see you soon.